Hello, and welcome to today's episode, where we're diving into a topic that might just change how you think about elementary education, introducing local history in the classroom. You know, when I first started teaching, the question of when and how to introduce local history was always on my mind. It seemed like such a fundamental part of a child's education. Yet somehow, figuring out the right approach was a bit of a puzzle. I wish I had a guide like the one we're discussing today back then. A guide that combines a genuine love for the subject with practical advice drawn from years of experiences and lessons learned in the classroom. Now, let's talk about why local history matters so much, especially early on. Think about it. While national and global history often take center stage, local history offers something unique, a sense of identity and belonging that's hard to match. When kids learn about the history of their own community, they don't just learn about the past, they connect with it. I remember this one class I had where a student discovered that the park they played in every day was once a significant historical site. Their eyes lit up with excitement and wonder, as if they were seeing the place in a whole new light. It's moments like these that make teaching local history so rewarding. So, when's the right time to introduce these topics to young students? From what I've observed, third or fourth grade is usually the sweet spot. At this age, kids are developing the cognitive skills needed to grasp abstract concepts like time and cause-effect relationships. Plus, their curiosity is at a peak, making them hungry for stories of the past. If you're looking for resources to kickstart this journey, we've got a great list of top resources for 2025 that can help bring history alive in your classroom. Once you've got the basics down, it's time to layer on the complexity. Start with simple, relatable stories about local heroes or significant events in your town. Then, gradually introduce more complex topics like economic changes or cultural shifts. It might seem challenging, but trust me, it's worth it. I once led a project where students used old maps to trace historical sites in their hometown. It was a massive hit. If you're searching for more engaging project ideas, our guide on local history projects can be an invaluable resource. Here's a pro tip I found incredibly useful. Integrate local history with other subjects. Use math to explore population growth patterns or science to understand the environmental impact of industrial developments. This interdisciplinary approach not only deepens understanding, but also keeps students engaged across different subjects, showing them how interconnected knowledge can be. And don't shy away from technology. Digital archives, virtual museum tours, and interactive maps can be powerful tools in bringing the past to life. For more on leveraging these modern resources, our essential guide on unlocking local history for educators is a must-read. Now, let's tackle some frequently asked questions. First, how do you make local history relevant to young students? It's all about connecting the past to their present experiences. Use relatable stories and familiar locations to spark that initial interest. Incorporating family histories and oral traditions can also engage students on a personal level. Studies show that when students see themselves reflected in history, their engagement can increase dramatically. And what if your region doesn't have a rich or famous history? Remember, every place has a story. Focus on everyday history, like the development of local industries or the stories of immigrant communities who built the area. Even small events can be fascinating if presented compellingly. It's about the human story, not just grand historical facts. Addressing sensitive topics in local history can be tricky, but essential for a complete understanding. Approach these topics with care, openness, and a commitment to truth. Provide ample context and create a safe space for students to express their thoughts. Always use age-appropriate materials and encourage respectful discussions. Can local history support other parts of the curriculum? Absolutely. It's a versatile tool that can enhance literacy through storytelling, promote critical thinking in social studies, and support applications in math and science. It can enrich the entire educational experience, making learning more cohesive and meaningful. Finally, what resources are best for teaching local history in 2025? A dynamic mix of traditional books, expanding digital archives, and local museums can provide a rich tapestry of materials. Our top resources list for teaching local history offers a meticulously curated selection of tools to get you started. If I were to offer one piece of personal advice, I'd say start small and build progressively. Don't be afraid to experiment with different methods until you find what truly resonates with your students. Engage with local historians and community members. They're often eager to share their knowledge and passion. Most importantly, foster an environment where curiosity is genuinely rewarded. You'll find that students, when empowered and intrigued, can become passionate historians themselves, uncovering stories you never knew existed in their own backyard. So where do we go from here? Dive into those resources, stay curious, and remember, teaching local history is an evolving, incredibly rewarding journey. Happy teaching!